MacBook Pro, Apple released the 16-inch. They trying to get all of my ducketts, skrilla, dollar cents. Now this is what we've been waiting for, but I'm in a pinch. Dope machine, they forgot something now, it just makes no sense. Why did they abandon these SD card slots? I like the larger screen, but really this just thickens plots. Listen, so sit back, chill, and this convo lit. Just hit the subscribe button down below, and let's get to it. Squad.
What up, y'all? Welcome back. CKD here, man. If this is your first time on the channel, man, welcome. This is a channel where I like to talk as well as rap about all things tech. So if that is something you guys are interested in, like you just heard on the intro of this video, then definitely give this video a thumbs up, as well as click on that subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell so y'all don't miss out on none of this goodness that I got coming y'all way. So what are we talking about today, man? Today we are talking about that brand new 2019 MacBook Pro 16-inch display. Now this one here, man, I'm trolling. This one here right now. Now I know y'all saw that thumbnail, but this one right here is not the 2019 MacBook Pro. This one here is actually the 2018 MacBook Pro, and the skin that you guys are seeing on here, man, is from my friends over at Colorware. They do a dope job at hooking up stuff, man. As you guys can see here, I got the all black right here. I got the customized C-Kid tech right here. Got the white trackpad, man. But yeah, but we ain't talking about that. But if y'all are interested in that, man, go definitely check out my friends over at Colorware, man, because they know how to hook some stuff up. And side note, I got some really dope stuff coming from them very, very soon. So definitely be on the lookout for that as well. But what are we talking about today, man? Again, we're talking about that 2019 MacBook Pro 16-inch, man, that was just announced by Apple. And so I want to break this video down into two different things. I want to talk about, obviously, the good things that Apple did in regards to that 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro, as well as I want to talk about some of the things that I would love to see as far as improvements on it. And I feel like I'm going to get 2 out of the 3 of those things, but we're going to get all into that, man. But I want to start this video off, obviously, just being positive, man. And let's go ahead and get into some of the good things. All right, so the very first thing I want to talk about, that display. Now, Apple is giving us now, man, a 16-inch display, which I personally think is going to probably look good just because I already like larger displays if y'all are fans of the channel. And shout out to all the newcomers, man. But if you guys are OGs of the channel, man, fans of the channel, then y'all already know I always love larger displays. So the fact that they're coming out with a 16-inch model is just like the icing on the cake for me, man. And I felt like it is the perfect addition to the MacBook lineup when it comes to that. Now, speaking of actual lineups, now the 16-inch is now replacing that 15-inch MacBook Pro. So if you think that you can run out and get a 15-inch MacBook Pro like the one you see right here, then you can't. Now, that doesn't mean that Apple is going to stop supporting the 15-inch. No, they're not going to do that. I actually called up Apple and asked them. They are not stopping the support of the 15-inch MacBook Pro. All they're simply doing is now replacing that 15-inch on their website with the new 16-inch MacBook Pro. So if that is something you guys are interested in, then I will definitely have links to that down in the description below where y'all can read all the specs and different things about that. So just know 15-inch is out of commission. If you go on Apple's website, you will no longer see 15-inch. You will only see that 16-inch MacBook Pro. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about that I feel like a lot of creators are actually kind of skimming over is the fact that this 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro can now connect up to 2 6K monitors to a single laptop, which is insane because you're going to need that upgraded graphics cards that they put in there, man. So they've gotten rid of the old ones, man, and now they have a new graphics card that's in there. And the fact that it can handle 2 6K monitors, I mean, we're talking a total of 12K worth of resolution, man, that this laptop can actually handle. So when it comes to regards of the naming convention of this being Pro, I can definitely say that this is a laptop that definitely is on a pro level when it comes to that aspect of what it can actually push out from a graphics perspective. And the other thing, man, I got to talk about is the price. Now, I felt like in regards to price, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I thought with all the rumors and everything, everybody was saying this is probably gonna come in about $3,000 or $3,500. I personally thought it was gonna come in around the $3,500 to $4,000 mark myself. But Apple surprised us all, man, and they came in with that same price that you used to be able to get the 15-inch MacBook Pro right at $2,300 as far as the starting price. Now, I'm going to do a whole video, guys, man, where I'm going to show y'all how I would personally build out this 16-inch MacBook Pro and what I personally recommend you guys buy. If you guys are going on Apple's website and you're building out your MacBook Pro, I'm going to do a whole video, man, where I show you guys exactly what I would do when it comes to building out this 16-inch MacBook Pro. It's probably going to add another $1,200 to the price tag of what the base start is, but I'll show y'all in that video. If that is something y'all want to see, go ahead and comment down below right now and let me know if that's something y'all want to see. But overall, man, I think Apple did a really good job as far as the price go, because I was actually expecting it to be a whole lot higher. And so for them to come in with replacing that 15-inch MacBook Pro and giving us that exact same entry price to that 15-inch MacBook Pro, to the 16-inch MacBook Pro, I felt like, man, salute to Apple for that, man, because we typically don't get that when it comes to Apple. Y'all already know, man, Apple is out here, man, with the high prices, and we still pay it. So, I mean, but again, Apple, great job with the pricing. All right, so when it comes to internals, man, and this is not, I'm not going to get too crazy into the specs, but when it comes to internals, man, I think this is a great testimony to the upgrade to this, man, is the fact that this can now handle up to 8 terabytes. 8 freaking terabytes of internal storage, man, which is insane. Now, there's a caveat to that. Me personally, I would not recommend you guys spend your money on 8 terabytes of internal storage on this machine. I personally only add up to about 1 terabyte of storage on my computers, mainly because I have a lot of external drives as far as like my Synology system that I have. And if you guys are interested in seeing that video on exactly what the Synology system is, I'll have that video up here as well as down in the description below. But essentially, I have a system like a NAS system where it's just a network access storage where I can basically offload all of my files from my video files and just store them onto an external drive that I have with my NAS system, that basically I can access those files from anywhere, and I'm not actually storing those files directly on my hard drive, because honestly, if you're constantly over time just storing stuff and files and all of these large files onto your internal storage, eventually over time it is going to slow down the performance of that machine. So definitely keep that in mind, man. If that is something that y'all are interested in, I highly recommend you guys do not max out to the 8 terabytes. Just get you 1 terabyte, and the money that you save on that 7 terabyte worth, because Apple's going to tax y'all. Now, if anything, Apple's great on the entry level price, but where they're going to get you guys is if you guys bump up that internal storage. So I recommend get the 1 terabyte. The money that you save on the difference of the 7 terabytes that you're not paying to Apple, go ahead and buy yourself something like the Drobo system or the Synology system, or just a big external hard drive, man, where you can be able to just offload those files directly onto that, and that way you're not storing anything directly onto your hard drive internally. Now, one thing y'all already know, your boy got it here, because y'all already know I love music. I like blasting music. I make music. So the speakers, man, Apple has upgraded the speakers to 6 internal speakers, man. Now, from what I'm hearing, they're saying that these speakers sound amazing. Now, to me, the 2018 MacBook Pro speakers were already great. So the fact that they're upgrading these speakers to be even better, man, I can only imagine what that's going to sound like, man. I cannot wait to actually go into an Apple store and hear what these actual speakers sound like, and might make your boy make some more music. Let's go. Now, the other thing that I'm actually hyped for, man, which actually goes side by side to the other thing that I was hyped for earlier in this video when it comes to the 2 6K display outputs that you can do, is the fact that they have redesigned the cooling system with this 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro. So if you guys aren't familiar, the 2018 MacBook Pro, when I first got this bad boy here, now this one here is an i9 processor. When I first got this bad boy here, this was actually my first MacBook Pro ever owning, period. I've never owned a MacBook Pro besides this one right here. And yeah, first thing out of the gate, I went to CES. I literally put this bad boy into the freezer when I was actually exporting my video, because this bad boy was getting so freaking hot. And it was starting throttling down and all of that good stuff. So when Apple actually announced that they have improved the cooling system inside of the 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro, I'm all for it, man. Now, I personally don't actually have the MacBook Pro with me on hand to be able to test that out. Now, I'm sure because it still has a form factor that it's still going to be somewhat hot. I'm just hoping it's not as hot as the 2018 MacBook Pro. But the fact that they actually took the time, listened to what consumers were saying and what we wanted, I think that is a testimony that Apple is now paying attention to what we as consumers want, and they're making these necessary changes. So, man, I commend Apple for doing that, man. Shout out to Apple. Shout out to Tim Apple. Shout out to Tim Cook. Whatever you call yourself, man. Shout out to y'all, man, and y'all whole design team over there, because that is one of the biggest issues that I have with my 2018 MacBook Pro is the heating, like the whole top part and the back just gets crazy hot whenever I'm exporting and editing my videos. But again, it's just something over time you eventually live with. So I'm just glad that they actually made the change to the 2019 one, to the 16-inch. I'm just happy that they made the change to the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and I'm curious to see how it actually performs. And the last thing before I actually get into those three things that I want to see improvements on is they actually upgraded the keyboard. Now, me personally, with my laptop, I never had any issues with my keyboard. I do know there's a lot of people out there, like my friend Jackson Hayes, he actually had some issues with his. But for me, I personally didn't have any issues with my keyboard. But the fact that they actually, again, the fact that they listened to what consumers were saying, what we actually wanted out of machines, and they made those changes and reverted it back to the keyboard that was actually working. So the fact that they made that change, again, that's a feather in the hat to Apple. So shout out to y'all again. But to kind of wrap up all the good things that Apple did, I think there's a lot of improvements that Apple made to this one that I feel is necessary to actually go out and buy if you do not own the 2018 MacBook Pro. Now, me personally, being an owner of that, I personally will not go out and actually buy the 2019 MacBook Pro just because for me, my workflow, I personally don't feel the need for it. Now, do I want it? Absolutely. Like if Apple was to hook your boy up with one, Tim Apple, if you listening, man, like if you was to hook your boy up with one, I mean, if you was to hook your boy up with one, then I would no doubt accept it. But being a current owner, man, of the 2018 MacBook Pro, I'm personally not gonna go out and go spend more money to just upgrade what I already have, because what I actually have already works. Now, again, that's not to say that I don't feel that for people out there that want to make the change and they need to make the change, or they feel like they want to make the change, then by all means, go out and run out and spend your money and do what you guys want to do. But I'm just saying, for me personally, I don't think those three changes that I'm getting ready to mention to y'all here in a second is on there yet to make me want to actually go run out and get it. So to me, I'm holding off on it. But again, that's not to say if you don't have a MacBook Pro, that is going to be the MacBook Pro that you guys go get. And if you do have a MacBook Pro and an older one, older than 2018, then I would say if you have a 2017 and below, you might want to possibly look at upgrading, or either, I don't know, 2017 is actually working out because my iMac behind me is also a 2017. So I don't know, it's kind of on that fence on whether you feel like you really need to upgrade or not. But to me personally, 2018 working out fine for me, and I have no issues with it. All right, so now, man, let's get into those three things that I would love to see improvements on. So the first one out of the gate, man, that honestly I feel like I gotta say RIP to, and that is the SD card slot. Now, shout out to my guy Jonathan Morrison, man. He did a whole video where he did an interview with Phil. It was a super dope video. I'll have that right up here on the card for y'all, man, and go check out, as well as down in the description below. Definitely make sure y'all go check that out. But he asked the question to Phil, will we as consumers ever have the opportunity to receive that SD card slot back and a lot of the older legacy ports like the USB-A ports and different things like that? Basically, Phil was like, nah, it's not going to happen. They really see that the Thunderbolt 3 is the push. That is the wave that's going. And I see it. I understand it, man, because you can do a lot more with Thunderbolt 3 ports than you can with like an SD card slot or USB-A legacy slot and different things like that, because you can be able to files, you can actually transfer files using that. You can charge up, you can actually use it as a display. So the fact that you can do all of these different things with this versatile one single port, I think is the future. Phil's definitely not lying when it comes to that. But as a person that is using my camera that I'm using right now, and I'm still using SD cards, I would love the fact to not have to carry around a dongle. But the fact that I still got to do it, I mean, it is what it is, but that is just one of my personal improvements that I would love to see that Apple do. But it sounds like Apple ain't pretty much making that happen no more. So the next two things is actually dealing with that front-facing camera. First off, Apple, I really need you guys to step it up when it comes to that. 720p is just not going to cut it for a FaceTime camera, as well as being able to use it for video calls and different things like that. I need 1080p at least. It is 2019 and nothing should be 720p no more. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just being honest, Tim. Don't sue me. I'm just being honest. 720p, man. I really would love to see Apple take it up a notch and just give us that 1080p camera to be able to just have at least that top HD that we can get out of it. So hopefully they can be able to do that next year. Now, the last thing I would actually like to see out of those three is to be able to add Face ID to the MacBook Pro. I feel like they already have this technology. I'm not sure why they're actually not doing it already, but I really wish that they would add Face ID to this, because I feel like it would just be way better for them to be able to include that since the technology is already there. That is something that I personally would like to see. Now, I do already know they have the Touch ID, which works really well, but the fact that I should be able to just open up my laptop and then boom, I'm right there. It lets me in, authentication secured, we all good, and yeah, we still don't have that. So Tim Apple, if you're listening, yeah, I would love to see that. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you guys have any questions about the 16-inch MacBook Pro, then definitely let me know down in the comment section below, and I will try my best to answer those questions for you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.
MacBook Pro, Apple released the 16-inch. They trying to get all of my ducketts, skrilla dollar cents. Now this is what we've been waiting for, but I'm in a pinch. Dope machine, they forgot something now, it just makes no sense. Why did they abandon these SD card slots? I like the larger screen, but really this just thickens plots. Listen, so sit back, chill, and this convo lit. Just hit the subscribe button down below, and let's get to it. Squad.